Welcome to Pumice Tiny House. So it's made out of straw. It's built out of around about 200 bales of barley straw, which is a waste byproduct from the grain industry. And it's plastered with a lime-based plaster. So it's a sort of plaster you'd probably find on some old European castle. It's delivered to the Bales by a pump and then we hand plaster it. This particular building is hand polished, so we polish a nice smooth surface on it. So it's a waste byproduct. It's got phenomenal insulation value. It's got a really high fire rating. It's got a 0 VOCs, doesn't give off any off-gassing. So if we add up those intrinsic values with building out of straw, that's why we've done it for 30 years, because we figured that we deserve to have better buildings. Hey, my name is Evan and this is Pumice Tiny House. Come and have a look. Welcome inside Pumice. This is the kitchen. We wanted Pumice to be functional for two people in a permanent living situation. I think the favourite part about the kitchen is its functionality. Is at the end of the day, it looks right, it's not overbearing, it's not a giant big kitchen. We've had all sorts of people come and cook stuff and it works really, really well. We spent a little time working in Japan and man, they've got some fantastic compact kitchens. So that was kind of one of our inspirations, was to make it simple, compact. We've got, the utilities cupboard at the back here. So everything's kind of on hand. Got the pull-out pantry, pretty much all the amenities that we need to get by pretty comfortably, really. Everything opens, so we've got storage everywhere. And then there's all sorts of bits and pieces. Everywhere that we can get storage, we've got storage going on. This is probably the longest drawer that we've ever installed, but that's our spice drawer. So I've got a microwave and a convection oven and steam oven in one oven. So it does all the business, and then of course a refrigerator. So it's set up for daily living. So the gas stove is actually out of an RV. We bought it off Trade Me, and it goes out to two 9 kg gas bottles, and they last forever. Also, the gas provides a caliphon, so we get gas hot water on demand. And we've got sort of a cantilever kitchen bench. This lime plaster, we have never used it on a bench before or in a sink, but it seems to be working pretty good. The reason that we used the plaster for the bench is because we wanted to try and get this to work all seamlessly, like in some of the countries that we've traveled to. This guy here is a chopping board so that we can get to it. So that's nice and simple. We've got a dining room table. And the idea is that you can sit next to your loved one and see the mountain, which is a pretty nice focus. One of the things that we've tried to use to establish the spaces is the lighting. So we've probably got more lights than what's really needed inside a space this big. But if you want to just have a dining room and you just have just the dining light on, it's incredible how that changes the ambience and the feel of what you're doing. So same as the kitchen, we just got these rusty pipes, made them into lights. Hang them on the cable, so we had to hang the cables in place at the very, very early construction phases. As far as electrical is concerned, it's super easy, basically, because we stack the straw up, grab the chainsaw, make a bit of a groove, put some wires in it, good to go. That's really as simple as it is. When we were building along, we tried to source door handles, of course, and we couldn't really find something, so we ended up just making them ourselves. And then we just dressed them with a bit of pumice. They work pretty good. There's only a couple of doors that have them, but then we've got them on the door handles in the kitchen as well. So we've just wandered into the bathroom, which is right off the kitchen. There's no doubt that one of the best, most enjoyable parts of the bathroom is the heated tiles. So we've got these organic stones, and they're just super nice on your feet. The fact they're warm is a complete bonus. It runs off electricity and it's the same usage as a light bulb. So it's super efficient and it works really, really well. I think the thing that I like about the bathroom is the excessive curves, the way that it all blends together, which all looks pretty easy when it's done. But to get all that to balance out in the design and construction process definitely takes a while. Same plaster in here. We've put a product on the walls which makes it shed water a bit easier, particularly in the shower, but it's something we do even in our commercial projects. It's just super easy to clean, super easy to use, and it makes it unified with the rest of the building when everything's just plastered. One of the things that I personally like is we've got this pretty cool vanity mirror, and so it's got a demister on it and a little heater, so that functions really well. The shower's got a seat in it, so you particularly hard down the mountain, you come back and actually spend a fair bit of time hanging out in the shower, which is a bit of a luxury as well. The plaster goes up the walls, onto the ceiling. We've got an extractor to get rid of the excess steam, and a skylight which lets in natural light. Late in the day, the sun comes in. So to have sun light in the bathroom is always a bonus from a design and functionality perspective. That's what we're trying to achieve. But yeah, very happy with the bathroom. So Pumice Tiny House is a partnership between me and my business partner, Kevin. We're both builders. We've known each other since we were, in our early 20s. Done lots and lots of building. Haven't really built much in the way of tiny houses until we did this project. So there was a few reasons that we went down the tiny house path. One is that we've got a pretty compact section, so we get a nice view of the mountain, which is fantastic. We wanted to create a place where you can turn it with your loved one, sit on the sofa or the dining room table, look out the window and see the mountain. So we didn't necessarily need a big building to achieve that. We just wanted to make it intimate. That evolved by being our own clients for a change and understanding the attributes that we can do with straw. We can curve it, we can bend it, and we want to make part of the building very intimate and quiet, and part of the building to be full of natural light. So it evolved pretty fast actually. We did what I would say 3 or 4 pages of concept sketches, and that's as far as the design process went. After that we just ad-libbed the building, and that was kind of fun really. Okay, so we just wandered across to the living area. The sofa is definitely a point of conversation that we've learned more about because it's upholstered with possum fur. So in New Zealand, the possums are introduced species and there is no predator which attends to them. So they run rampant in our native environment, and there are extensive efforts put to try to control them. So one of those is that people can trap them, and the good pelts can get sold and used. School kids catch possums and skin them and sell their pelts. So we bought some pelts off school kids, and a local upholsterer upholstered our sofa for us. And he's done a fantastic job. So yeah, we're pretty proud of the sofa. You can sit here and talk to people at the dining room table. You can sit here, we can wheel the TV out, so you can hang out with your loved one, get to see the mountain, get to see the fish, and the whole time the sofa is not imposing on the area because Pumice is pretty compact in the scheme of things. So Pumice is about 5 meters inside and about 9 meters long. Highest point is probably about 3.2 meters tall. So it's relatively small. So there was a big debate in the process of designing Pumice how many windows we have, because we're in an urban environment. The bedroom is definitely privatized a lot. This is the sunny end of the house, and we've got a really good view corridor which won't be built out as we look up the stream. So we've got windows at the bottom of the joinery, so our view is unobstructed. Obviously the air off the water is cooler, so we can open the windows at the bottom. We open the skylight in the bathroom, and there's this natural convection of cool air in the summer. Yeah, big windows to look through. The framing is aluminium, and it's thermally broken, so it's super efficient. I think that this building would probably use 40 or 50% less energy than its conventional building comparison. So we've got about 5 times the thermal insulation because the building's made out of straw. From a comfort of living and an energy consumption perspective, it's pretty nice. Yeah. Part of the tradition about building out of straw is a truth window. The definition of a truth window is it's truth that there is straw in the walls. And I think that's really initiated by the fact that you get a visitor and they rock up to your house and they'll say, oh, what's your house made of? And you go, oh, it's made of straw. And of course it's unbelievable because no one makes houses out of straw. And the thing that is a little bit different about this part of the building is that at the moment we've got a bit of reflection from the water. We really wanted to capture the water off the roof because the roof's curves, it doesn't have a gutter. That idea progressed through to building a fish pond, and one of the byproducts of that is that we get these wicked reflections off the water of the sun. So you always get this element of movement inside the house, and then if the fish are active you get an element of movement outside, and I think it's a pretty cool element of Pumice that we don't normally get in our regular homes that we build. So we just passed the truth window and we've come across into the bedroom area. So we didn't put any windows in the bedroom, and that makes it really, really private. It's still part of the space, but it can be shielded off by the curtain. It's still got its wardrobe. It's got some underbed storage, got some shelving. My personal favorite is the bioethanol fire. The fuel is a liquid and it comes as a byproduct from the sugarcane industry. I used to have to go and chop the firewood. Nowadays I can just press that button and it gives us a beautiful ambience. We were trying to get an open flame that didn't need a chimney, and that's how we've achieved it. So the fire is enough to heat the space depending on how much you have the doors open. So if you're coming and going a lot on the coldest days, it would definitely struggle. But in the scheme of things, the fire heats the space and you get this beautiful ambience, particularly at night. There's this great, great fire glow. My permanent home is over on the coast, and we have awesome driftwood. So we're regularly going down to the beach and making stuff out of driftwood. So we've made the bed out of driftwood and some more rusty steel. And then at the back, this guy here wheels out, and on the back is the TV. I love TV, but a TV seems to invade the space. So The fact that we can just pull the TV out and watch it and put it away, and it affords a less busy environment to come and stay in. The bed itself incorporates the bedside table and the lamp. The main light is remote control. So there's a number of lights throughout the building that are remote control. And we're finding that that is happening more and more and more with the more bespoke building that we're doing. The idea of coming and living in Pumice for a year, I think was completely doable. As it's great that it's in a ski town and we have lots of people coming and going and friends and family and guests and whatnot, but we also wanted to make the building so that someone could live here or a couple could live here for an extended period of time. We've stayed here for a number of time and operated off our laptops and devices. We don't have a huge floor area, and I think we have an easier job because of the organic nature of the building, is that it's harder to define size because your eye doesn't have flat edges to catch on. So it works pretty well, I think, for a couple's permanent environment. One of my aspirations is to live here permanently. Yeah, no doubt about that. Be really, really good. So yeah, it's on my list. So the outside, we wanted to have a place where we could park our car. So one of my young sons, Nick, developed this, it's effectively a bridge. He's a metal guy. So you can actually physically park on the deck, particularly for unloading stuff in inclement weather. The idea of having the deck at exactly the same height as the floor gives us great access and makes the deck really usable. So the idea of the clear covered roof means that it's super practical. It also helps to keep the space warm outside. So we grow grapes. We're just going to plant some more lemon trees this afternoon, about to plant strawberries in time for summer. Yeah, so it's a multi-use space outside for sure. There's a local guy that's got like this Mad Max setup, and he cuts giant big volcanic rocks. And so yeah, that's just a complete bonus. In the summer, the stones get really warm, like really warm. And we have all sorts of kids come here and sit on the stones and feed the fish, and particularly when there's no one here, it's pretty funny. So at the moment, there is nothing connecting to the house. So we've got a couple of jacks to stabilize the trailer, but technically you could hook a vehicle on to the trailer and drive it away with a disconnection of 2 water pipes. The electrical cable was on a plug, 16 amp plug, like you would an RV. If you really wanted to leave in a hurry, you could, you'd be down the road pretty fast. One of the cool parts about creating Pumice here was that the volcanic environment. So landscaping is got so many natural resources. The section that we brought was the last available section in the subdivision. Nobody wanted it. It's pretty small. Part of the section is crossed off by this little stream, which we think is a bonus because it grows big eels, but a lot of people couldn't see that. So we're pretty lucky. And then the fact that we've got giant big volcanic rocks that we can go and pick up from the quarry just down the road. So we built a fire. There's no doubt that this 1.5 ton rock is one of my highlights of the landscaping, particularly in the evening when the fire's going. So if you're lucky enough to go and do the Tongariro crossing, or go for a day up the mountain somewhere, to come back and have the fire going next to the stream, it's a pretty nice spot to be. There's no doubt about that. We're pretty proud of Pumice, and we decided that it would be nice to share that with other people. So pumicetinyhouse.com is where people can find us. And hey, welcome, come and stay. Hey, thanks for visiting, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope it inspires you to do something that you think is really cool. If you get a chance to come and visit, absolutely. And otherwise, all the very best, Cheers.